Welcome to action from the 2011 Asia Pacific Rally Championship. In this episode, we feature rounds 3 and 4 over the rough red roads of New Caledonia, followed by New Zealand, every rally driver's favourite, with its smooth and cambered country roads. After the first 2 rounds held in Malaysia and Australia, the Asia Pacific Rally Championship Drivers' Title contest is led by Indian driver Gaurav Gill. After 2 consecutive podiums and 2 second places, Gill has 53 points, an 8-point advantage over second-place Proton driver Alistair McRae. McRae has been a consistent finisher so far, but has been dogged by an overheating engine that doesn't like water crossings.
Oh, no way! No way!
Somehow he's managed to keep the Proton going each time and score good points. McRae's Proton teammate Chris Atkinson won easily in Malaysia, but then retired from his home event with electrical problems. Atkinson has 33 points, 4th on the table and 20 points behind Gill. Behind Atkinson, equal on 19 points, are Indonesian Rifat Sungkar and last year's champion Katsu Taguchi. Both drivers failed to finish in Malaysia, but Taguchi was 3rd in Queensland. By finishing all events so far this year, Chinese driver Fan Fan is just 2 points behind them. As the owner of the Southeast Motor Kumo team, Fan Fan was there to celebrate in Queensland when his lead driver Mark Higgins won the event. Since then, though, Higgins has been forced to withdraw from the APRC because of contractual obligations. In New Caledonia, his place has been taken by Finnish driver Jari Ketama. Rally New Caledonia is an event of contrasts. Beautiful scenery and Pacific sunsets, contrasting with desert-like terrain and very rough roads. The opening ceremony is in downtown Noumea on a Thursday night, and a big crowd shows up to welcome the biggest lineup of international drivers seen on the island for many years. They include 3 former Rally New Caledonia winners. There's Katsu Taguchi, Rifat Sungkar, and local legend Jean-Louis Leroux. Prior to 4 short stages on the Friday, the drivers have the opportunity to test their cars and the conditions, and Gill comes perilously close to missing the starting lineup when he again crashes.
We just came across a very slushy patch, and we just went into a massive understeer. We just slid off the road, and we just got beached on the side of the bank. So we're pretty lucky to get out here. Just 10 minutes to go, I think.
The first 4 tests of the rally make up only 12 kilometres of the total route, and it's last year's APRC winner Sungkar who takes the early lead. The Indonesian is second quickest on stage 1, a fast run around a seaside peninsula, and then wins the very muddy SS2 spectator stage. After 4 tests, he leads McRae by 9 seconds. The Proton driver is consistently quick throughout the day, equal fastest on stage 3 with a fast-starting Taguchi, who's 3rd, 14 seconds behind. Already in trouble is Aksa. He hits a bank and breaks a rim. The Indonesian loses a lot of time and after 4 stages is exactly 1 minute behind countryman Sungkar. Ketama is 2 seconds quicker than everyone on stage 1, but on the next test snaps a tie rod and loses a tyre, dropping to last place. It's an early start on Saturday morning as the teams prepare for 130 kilometres of challenging rally roads southeast of Noumea. 3 stages, each run 3 times, will mean rough roads by the end of the day. The first test is the 24.5 kilometre Caledonia stage. And Sunkar uses all his experience from last year to set a time that's 4th fastest, which results in the Pertamina driver now sharing the lead. McRae wins the stage and is 9 seconds faster than Sunkar, enough to close the lead gap and draw level. Leroux is delayed early in the stage with a puncture.
40, but de droite 7 plus corde.
On va s'arrêter là.
Si tu veux.
Ben ouais, on est obligé, hein, fils.
Ouais. En droite 7 plus et 40. Long
He then tries to make up for lost time, but has this high speed off.
50, 50.
Attempting to get back to the road, Leroux gets his car stuck on top of a steep bank and goes no further.
Ah putain, marche arrière.
Front runner Taguchi is delayed in Calmeens with a front diff that's causing the Mitsubishi to understeer, and he loses over a minute to the leader. On the 10-kilometre stage 6, there are some incredibly slippery corners, and one hairpin in particular catches out many of the drivers. Quinn goes slightly wide. Sunkar goes a little wider. And then local wildcard Alexis Babu pushes even harder and shows just how slippery the surface is, like ice. New Caledonian Emmanuel Guijou in a 2-wheel drive Renault uses the bank to stop going any further. The 2 leaders also run into trouble. Sunkar loses lots of times with this off in the slippery mud.
20. Back it.
Co-driver Scott Beckwith almost lifts the Mitsubishi back onto the road, but over 1.5 minutes are lost.
Into hairpin left.
McRae's Proton breaks a drive shaft. Then the engine starts to overheat, and the Scots forced to ease off and nurse the car through to midday service. Atkinson, though, puts in a real blinder on stage 6, 24 seconds quicker than next fastest Gill to take the lead.
Opens long cut.
Atkinson wins the next stage too, and by the first service of the day, he's moved 44 seconds ahead of teammate McRae, who lies second.
3. 14.
The battle is on, though, for 3rd through 6th places, with Sunkar holding 3rd after 7 stages. But with his off-road excursion in the morning, the Cusco Pertamina driver is now nearly 1.5 minutes behind leader Atkinson. Just 7 seconds behind Sunkar is Quinn in his older Mitsubishi, setting times consistently in the top 3 and adapting well to his first international event.
Turn straight right.
But a mistake after this water splash on stage 7 cost the young Australian nearly 30 seconds while he reverses and takes the right road.
150. Couldn't see it.
8 right, hold, need 8 left, rough inside, continues the clearing, just keep it neat now.
After early problems, MRF drivers Taguchi and Gill are back near the top of the order too. Severe understeer has given Taguchi a few scares in the morning stages, while Gill's Mitsubishi lacked brakes. But both are now back on the pace, with Gill fourth and Taguchi just 4 seconds behind. Kitamura is slowly dragging himself back up the leaderboard with consistently fast times, but in the afternoon retires with engine failure. With Leroux out, the best of the locals is Alexis Babu, having a good battle with countryman Daniel Palau. After 7 stages, they're separated by just 23 seconds. Unfortunately, on stage 8, Palau loses over 10 minutes, putting the former New Caledonian champion near the back of the field. His event comes to an end a few stages later with engine failure. Axa is enjoying the challenging New Caledonian roads, and on stage 9 he's third fastest, just 2 seconds behind Atkinson. The young Indonesian proves it was no fluke by going third fastest on the final run through Kelmeens, this time 20 seconds faster than Atkinson. The Australian is having issues with a broken drive shaft, and throughout the afternoon is losing time. However, the Proton driver still holds the lead by nearly 2 minutes, ahead of a real scrap going on for second, third and fourth. Gill has fought his way back up to second place after winning stages 9 and 10. But Sung